call this second public hearing to order. It is now 5:30 p.m. This public hearing is for the conditional use permit application and height variance application for JRR Investment Group LLC. Notices of this public hearing was advertised in the Palm Daily Post. Second notice of this public hearing. First one was advertised March 4th, Wednesday, and second notice on Monday, March 11th, as well as on the Government of Guam portal. At this time, I'd like to turn over the public hearing to Mr. Dan Swayze, who is representing JRR Investment Group.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you again, Municipal Planning Council members and members of the public. Dan Swayze here, representing JRR Investment Group. And I'm joined with my teammate, Mr. Kyle Borja. The purpose of the public hearing this evening is to get public input on two things: a conditional use application and a height variance application. A conditional use application is necessary because the subject property is in a commercial zone. Commercial zones permit certain uses like restaurants, offices, retail, sales stores, wholesale stores, things of that nature. Every zone also has conditional uses. In a commercial zone, listed there under conditional uses is terminology is mini warehouse. Okay. I really don't know what a mini warehouse is. It sounds just like a small warehouse, but the interpretation of mini warehouse has come to mean self-storage facility. That's the way land management interprets it. So in order to put a self-storage facility on a commercially zoned property, we must go through the conditional use process. And that's what this is all about. To glean public input from both the residents of Yigo as well as the resident members of the MPC to tell me, you like it, you don't like it, you'd like to change this, you'd like to change that. That's what I need to know. I often say this, that I have never, I first went to GLUC in 1972, okay, over 50 years ago. I have never started an application and finished the exact same application I started with. There's always changes, okay? And those changes, by and large, occur by public input. That's why I'm a true believer in public hearings, because yes, sometimes public hearings can get loud and boisterous and oppositional and things like that, but at the end of the day, they make a lot of sense, and it gives everybody a chance to talk, and I always say the project benefits from it, all right? So what we want to do here is make that blue building across from McDonald's. Kyle, we should show the site plan for the record here. Vicinity map, sorry. Thank you. Okay, vicinity map. Marine Corps Drive. Here's the project. Here's McDonald's. Here's Paris Acres. The red line indicates the exact property. Chalon Laguna. We all pretty much know where that is. You will recognize it as a two-story. Little bit sad shape right now. Needs a facelift, needs a purpose, and the proposed self-storage facility will give it both. Yeah. So the site plan, again, Route 1. The two-story structure right now. Ingress, egress, ingress, egress. There's a retention or percolation basin right in the middle. We didn't move that, yeah. A lot of parking, probably more than is necessary. A lot of parking and pretty good flow of everything. The intersection is right here. Yeah, all right. So the self-storage facilities on Guam are popular. Pete, you rent one, yeah. 8 of them now, most of them in Tuning. I think one is in Barragana. This would be the first one in Yigo, and I hope we all come to agreement about that. There are 50,000 or so in the States. It's a big deal. They are basically nothing more than secured space, rentable on a short-term basis. Yeah. They can be climate controlled or not climate controlled. The way it works is, for those of you who don't know, you generally have a key. Sometimes you have to go through a gate to begin with, yeah? You get a card. And this is the way I've seen it in some of the states. You get a card, you go inside. You get a key, you go inside the building. You get another key, you can get inside your locker. Very simple. There's only one employee, oftentimes part-time, yeah? And you can go in and out. Depending where they are, you can go in and out 24/7, all right? This is something that we have to discuss. But we don't want to go in and out 24/7 if it's right in the middle of a residential area, right? This is not. So maybe 24/7 would be an okay schedule to conform with. You can let me know how you feel about that. And that's pretty much what it is. We'd like to build it in Yigo. The property is owned by JRR Investment Group, better known as the Atkins Group, right? Jim and Rose Atkins. They own and operate 2 other self-storage facilities right now in Tamuni, AAA mini storage and East-West mini storage. So they know how to operate them. If they get an opportunity to move in here, operations will not require a learning curve on their part. They'll get it up and going as quickly as possible. Now, the profile, please, Kyle. The height variance is about this. Here we have our building. This is a cross section. There's our sloped roof. In order to add a 3rd story, which we want to do in order to offer more rental space, in order to build a 3rd story, we need an extra 10 feet 6 inches on top of an existing 24-foot tall building. That 10 feet 6 inches would make the final height at 34 feet 6 inches. Height in a commercial zone is permitted as 30, unless you get a variance. We're asking you for a variance for an additional 4 feet 6 inches on the roof to grow it. With that, we can put in the 3rd floor, and then we can get 194 rental units. There would be 64 on the 1st floor, 65 on the 2nd, and 65 on the 3rd. Yeah, that's what we're looking to build. Yeah. The market studies that JRR did, both on their existing facilities as well as for Yigo, feel that can easily be accommodated. That Yigo really can accommodate that many units. Yeah. Okay, so conditional use to put self-storage facility in a commercial zone, 4 foot 6 inch height variance will get you 194 self-storage units in Denado, across the street from Yigo McDonald's. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
In the building, this type of building, is there any hazardous materials that we have together with the building that we can build it? Any kind of hazardous materials that you will use in building this building?
Yeah, oh, to be used?
Yeah.
No, cannot.
I know it's just storage and elevator.
Yeah, storage, big freight elevator, right? We have to put a fire system in there, right? Fire sprinkler system, right? No, nothing like that.
I'm just asking because right behind that is where I sleep. So I just
Yes.
clarify.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And of course, the building plans and specifications get reviewed and approved if they are approvable by EPA. And that's really in their domain. And they're good about that. Yeah. Good question. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Pete. Mr. Chapman.
Can I ask a question?
This is Chloe Suarez. He is a YMPC council member, and attending via Zoom.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yes, Chloe, go ahead.
The name is Clay?
Chloe.
Coy. Okay, Coy. Sir.
Any, with the expansion of the building going through, right? Is there any comment from Public Works?
Oh, yes. Yes, we did get a position statement from Public Works. It was of the nature as most position statements of Public Works are, Coy, which is make sure you do your storm drainage calculations Yeah, make sure your ingress and egress conform to local regulations. And that's about it. They were standard for a building of this nature. Right.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, of course, of course, of course. And I wanted to mention also that, Vice, you said you're representing a person who couldn't come tonight.
Or just collecting information.
Okay, collecting information. If you know of someone who wanted to come but can't come, okay? Let me know. I'm happy to go to them. I've done this before. I'm happy to go to them. We'll set up the whole thing. We'll make sure everybody understands what we're trying to do. Yeah. So keep that in mind. If something comes up, you can contact me through the mayor.
I'm pretty sure the same concerns were just like, you can share this.
Yeah.
Whether or not they're going to hazardous materials.
Yeah,
On demolition, whether or not.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're not gonna really do much demolition, right? We're gonna build around it. We haven't finished the structural analysis yet, but we of course will in order to put that third story on. If the structure does not meet the integrity to build that third story on top, then we'll either have to brace it up or we'll have to abandon it. That we don't know yet. But the point is, it's our full intent to build a third story and get that extra 64 units of storage up there. Absolutely.
How big are the individual units?
Yeah, so at this point, based on the experience of Atkins for the other two, there will be, they will range between 25 square feet, pretty small, right? 4 by 6, to 100 square feet, 10 by 10. For sure, there will be a few that are a little bit bigger, because there's always one or two people that want to put a small boat in, or something like that, right? But, yeah, a small boat. Normally, if you have too much to fit in the biggest one, what happens is you rent two. Yeah. That's the profile of the storage units as of now. Okay. So Mayor, thank you very much. As you know, the next step here will be the Municipal Planning Council's meeting, starting in a few minutes. And Kyle and I remain here to make any continuing presentation or answer any questions by either this group or new members who might come in and the public in the meantime. Thank you.
Thank you. No other questions? Okay. I call this public hearing adjourned. Thank you, ma'am.